Some plants are just nice to look at, right? They're pleasant. But every now and then, you come across a plant that does more than just sit there. It feels like it's trying to tell you something. And today, we're diving into one of those, a plant with a story that's as powerful as it is, well, contradictory. Let's get into it. Okay, just take a look at this. On one hand, you've got these incredibly delicate, almost cheerful little flowers. But then, look at the other picture. That stem looks like something out of a medieval fortress. It's armored, it's harsh, and it is covered in some serious thorns. And the wild part? This is the exact same plant.
And that's really the whole thing, isn't it? It's a complete contradiction. It's tough and tender, dangerous and beautiful, all at the same time. So that's our big question for this explainer. What is going on here? What's the story behind this tension? What is this plant trying to say? So to really get to the bottom of the metaphor, we got to start with the science, with the biology, because the story this plant tells, it's not just some nice idea we're projecting onto it. Nope. It's written right into its DNA, into how it's built to survive.
All right, meet the crown of thorns, or if you want to get technical, Euphorbia milli. This guy is a succulent, and it comes all the way from the harsh, rugged parts of Madagascar. And that tells you everything you need to know, right? This plant is a survivor. It's designed to store water, to handle being forgotten about, and to just thrive where most other plants would give up. And if you look closer, every single part tells a piece of that story. Those thorns, they're not just for looks, obviously. They're about protection, about setting boundaries, about enduring. And the thick, fleshy stems, that's its secret weapon. Hidden reserves, this quiet, unseen strength. And then you have those little flowers. They're like this persistent, stubborn hope that just refuses to quit, even when things get tough. And this is what I think is so amazing. It really shows you the difference between this plant and, a more fragile flower. It's not sitting around waiting for perfect conditions, the perfect weather, the perfect soil, no way. It creates beauty in spite of everything, not because of it. I mean, that's the definition of resilience right there. But the biology, as fascinating as it is really only half the story. The other half, well, that's all in the name. And it's a name you can't just ignore. It carries some serious, profound weight. Yeah, the name Crown of Thorns points directly to the story of Jesus' crucifixion. In the biblical account, Roman soldiers mocked him by twisting a crown out of thorny branches and forcing it onto his head. It was all about humiliation and, of course, excruciating pain. So you see the connection, right? The plant itself becomes this living, breathing echo of that exact story. It embodies this idea of a crown, but one made of suffering, not of gold. It's a perfect picture of beauty that doesn't just show up after the pain is gone. It emerges right from the middle of it. And this is where we get to the core of it, I think. This is the deepest truth the Crown of Thorns is trying to show us, all about how hardship and beauty are connected. Now, really look at this picture. It's so important. The flowers don't wait for the thorns to go away. They don't replace the sharp parts. They grow among them. Right there, side by side on the same stem, you have beauty and pain coexisting. And, that's a really challenging thought. Most of us, we think that a blessing means getting rid of the hard stuff, right? Removing the thorns from our life. But this plant, it suggests something totally different. What if the blessing isn't the absence of the thorns, but the flower that manages to bloom right there in the middle of them? But there's also a kind of warning here, a fork in the road. The source material is clear on this. The same pain, the very same thorns, can take us in two completely different directions. On one path, that experience can forge incredible compassion. On the other, it can lead to bitterness. The question it leaves us with is, are we going to let that flower, that grace, that hope grow? Or are we going to let the pain just harden us until nothing else can get through? Okay, so let's bring this all back to us, because this isn't just a botany lesson about a plant from Madagascar, right? This is really an invitation to think about the crowns that we all carry. And we do, don't we? We all have our thorns, those memories that still have a sharp edge, the burdens we're carrying around, just the difficult parts of life. So this plant is kind of quietly asking each of us a pretty personal question. In the middle of your thorns, what's growing? You know what I love about this plant? It's so honest. It doesn't try to hide its thorns or act like they're not there. It just wears them. But, and this is the key, it doesn't let those thorns have the last word. It insists on pushing these bright, beautiful little flowers up toward the sun, almost like it's saying, yeah, the thorns are here, but something beautiful can live here too. And maybe that's the final thought. The goal isn't necessarily a life without any thorns at all. Maybe the real invitation is to let something beautiful grow because of them, or at least in spite of them. A stronger faith, a deeper compassion, a quiet strength. It's about learning to wear a crown that isn't just about what's wounded you, but about what's been redeemed right in the middle of it all.